Once upon a time, in the heart of the vast savannah, there was a small village called Nboku. The villagers of Nboku lived simple lives, deeply rooted in tradition and ancient customs. One such custom, however, cast a dark shadow over the village, the belief that twins brought misfortune. Any mother who bore twins was forced to abandon them, leaving them to face a grim fate. Nena, a young and hopeful woman, married her beloved husband in the village of Nboku. They dreamed of a family together, but when Nene gave birth to twins, Obiora and Adis, their happiness turned to despair. According to village law, twins were seen as a curse, and their lives were forfeit. Nena's husband, torn between love for his wife and fear of the village's wrath, reluctantly abandoned her when she couldn't conceive more children. Before he left, he made her promise to follow the village's law and ensure the twins' demise. Heartbroken and torn, Nena hid her children in the bush one night, unable to bring herself to end their lives. She returned home tear-stained, claiming that the twins had vanished into the night. For years, she lived with the weight of her secret and the sorrow of losing her husband. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of Nboku, a poor woman named Ngozi struggled to make ends meet. She had fallen on hard times but remained kind-hearted and hopeful. One hot, dusty afternoon, as the sun blazed in the sky, Ngozi wandered the outskirts of the village in search of food. She foraged through the bushes, hoping to find wild fruits or roots to ease her hunger. As she moved through the dense foliage, Ngozi heard a faint, pitiful cry. She paused, her heart pounding, and listened more intently. The cries grew louder, and Ngozi followed the sound until she found a small, woven basket hidden beneath a thicket of bushes. Carefully lifting the lid, she gasped in surprise. Inside the basket were two tiny, beautiful babies, twins, a boy and a girl. Tears streamed down Ngozi's cheeks as she noticed something unusual. On a piece of warm parchment at the bottom of the basket were inscribed two names, Obiora and Adis. They were written in a script that Ngozi recognized as belonging to the village scribe, used only for official documents and rituals. Ngozi's heart ached as she realized the truth: these were abandoned children, left to die because they were born as twins. With tears in her eyes, she gently lifted the babies from the basket. "Hush, little ones," she whispered soothingly. "I will not let harm come to you." Ngozi knew she had to act quickly. If the villagers discovered the twins, they would surely insist on their grim fate. She wrapped them in a tattered shawl and hurried to her humble hut on the outskirts of the village. There, she cared for them as best as she could, feeding them with what little she had and singing lullabies to soothe their cries. 12 years passed, and Obiora and Adis grew into strong, resilient children under Ngozi's loving care. The marks on their elbows remained, a constant reminder of their mysterious past. Ngozi taught them the importance of compassion and bravery, and they became beloved members of the village despite the old customs. One day, a wealthy woman named Nena arrived in Nboku. She was searching for a new maid to help her with her household chores. Hearing of Ngozi's kind heart and the twins she had taken in, Nena decided to hire Adis as her maid, unaware of their true connection. Adis began working for Nena, diligently performing her tasks. She was respectful and hardworking, endearing herself to Nena. One evening, as Adis was serving tea, Nena noticed the peculiar mark on her elbow. Her heart skipped a beat. "Where did you get that mark?" Nena asked, her voice trembling. Adis, unaware of the significance, replied, "I have had it since birth. My brother Obiora has the same mark. Our mother Ngozi says it is a sign of our destiny." Nena's eyes filled with tears as she realized the truth. She had found her long-lost children. "I must meet your mother," she said urgently. Later that day, Nene followed Adis to Ngozi's hut. As soon as she saw Ngozi and Obiora, she knew she had found her twins. With tears streaming down her face, she fell to her knees. "My babies," she whispered. I have found you at last. Ngozi emerged from the hut, her eyes widening in recognition. She embraced Nena, understanding without words that this was the twins' mother. The villagers gathered, moved by the reunion and the strength of the bond that had endured despite the odds. From that day on, the village of Ngboko began to question their ancient customs, recognizing the power of love and resilience. Ngozi, Obiora, Adis, and their mother became symbols of hope and change, reminding everyone that even in the darkest times, love can triumph and bring light to the world.